Today, in the world of cannabis, a second cannabis proposal in Wyoming is approved by the state House Judiciary. A New York senator indicates that Governor Andrew Cuomo has yielded to legislators on two major components of proposed laws concerning home cannabis growing and social equity financing. And upon discovering past cannabis use, some White House employees are working remotely or have been fired. It's Monday, March 22nd, and this is your TRICHOMES Morning Buzz.
Broadcasting live from the TRICHOMES.com studios in Southern California. It's time for your Morning Buzz. We bring you late-breaking news that keeps you up to date with what's happening in the cannabis industry.
First up, in a report by Casper Star-Tribune, following a 6-3 vote, a second cannabis proposal in Wyoming was approved by the state House Judiciary. On March 12th, public comment was taken on House Bill 82, which would allow financing for a survey on medical cannabis, at the same time as public comment was taken on House Bill 209, which would legalize cannabis completely. Representative Bill Henderson, the proposal's sponsor, said on March 12th that as Wyomingites become more accepting of medical cannabis, it's sensible to start educating about it now so that sound policies can be implemented later. 3 representatives issued the 3 no votes. They also voted in opposition of the legalization bill. One representative said there were 1,000 reasons why they voted in opposition. I have a problem with using tax dollars to fund a study bill on a Schedule I drug, they said. That's not the place of this body.
And next, Marijuana Moment reports that during current cannabis legalization talks, a New York senator is indicating that Governor Andrew Cuomo has yielded to legislators on at least 2 major components of proposed laws concerning home growing and social equity financing. Although Senate Finance Committee Chairwoman Liz Krueger never mentioned what kind of agreement was reached, they said in a recent radio interview that they're extremely pleased with the agreement that we have come to with the governor on allowing adults the choice of growing cannabis at home and how to distribute cannabis tax revenue for social equity. Krueger's proposal, the Marijuana Regulation and Taxation Act, would allow people to cultivate a small amount of cannabis for personal consumption, while Cuomo's policy framework, which they included in their annual budget proposal, would keep people from growing their own cannabis legally. Advocates favor the legislation's focus on social equity financing, which they think will result in a consistent stream of assistance for populations most affected by the war on drugs.
And last up, in a report by CNN, upon discovering past cannabis use during background checks, 5 White House employees were asked to step down, were suspended, or are working remotely. Earlier this month, TRICHOMES reported that the Biden administration had issued new guidelines that state that past recreational cannabis use will no longer be a disqualifying factor in joining the White House staff. Extra security considerations were in play in many of the cases involving former employees, along with some hard drug use, a source told CNN. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki tweeted that the Biden administration has worked with the Security Service to update the policies to ensure that past marijuana use wouldn't automatically disqualify staff from serving in the White House. As a result, more people will serve who would not have in the past with the same level of recent drug use, she added. The bottom line is this: of the hundreds of people hired, only 5 people who had started working at the White House are no longer employed as a result of this policy.
That was today's Buzz. Thanks for listening. For more cannabis news and insights from industry professionals and a place to discuss these stories and others, visit TRICHOMES.com.
And be sure to catch up with all of our other cannabis industry-related podcasts like Hash It Out, Tech in Cannabis, or Careers in Cannabis, wherever you get your podcasts. For TRICHOMES.com, I'm David Fortin.
And I'm Devin Leal. Happy Monday.